Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us as we celebrate World Industrial Design Day 2026. My name is Andréa Springer, and I'm the Acting Managing Director of the World Design Organization. For nearly 7 decades, WDO has worked to advance industrial design as a strategic tool for improving economic, social, cultural, and environmental outcomes. Through our global network of members, partners, and collaborators, we champion the role of design in addressing complex challenges and creating positive impact for people, communities, and our planet. Each year on the 29th of June, World Industrial Design Day offers an opportunity to pause, reflect, and engage with the issues shaping our profession and our world. Since its inception 18 years ago, the day has explored themes that reflect both the evolving role of industrial design and the realities of the moment. From design's contribution to quality of life and sustainable development, to equity, leadership, and diversity, these annual themes have encouraged us to consider not only what we design, but why we design. This year, we turn our attention to resilience. Across WDO's programs, we see resilience taking many forms. You'll hear about some of them today. With WDO's Interdesign, multidisciplinary teams work alongside local communities to address complex social and environmental challenges. Through our educational initiatives, we support the development of designers equipped to navigate uncertainty and emerging technologies. Through World Design Capital, we witness cities and regions using design to strengthen identity, foster collaboration, and build more sustainable futures. And every day, through our global membership network, we see designers applying creativity, empathy, and systems thinking to challenges both local and global. The stories you'll hear today remind us that resilience is not a destination, it's an ongoing practice, one that requires curiosity and collaboration. So let's begin by taking a moment to hear a few words from our WDO President, Pradyumna Vyas.
Hello. Every year on 29 June, designers from all corners of the world come together to mark World Industrial Design Day. As President of WDO, I am honored to be joining you on this special occasion as you pause to recognize World Industrial Design Day in your community. What began in 2008 as a way to spotlight our organization's history and the profession of industrial design has since grown into a global legacy of events, activities, and dialogue. Driven by the continued passion and creativity of our members and partners, World Industrial Design Day has become an important reminder of what matters most to us at WDO. That design has the power to drive meaningful change in communities, industries, and everyday life. Today, our world is shaped by constant change, and designers are being asked not just to solve problems, but to help people adopt, recover, and move forward. None of which is possible without resilience, our theme for World Industrial Design Day this year. Resilience is embedded in design. It is woven into how we work, how we collaborate, and what we create. It shapes both our processes and our outcomes. We see it in our studios, where designers push their boundaries of innovation. We see it in our classrooms, where experimentation and failure become part of learning. And we see it in our communities, where design helps protect and strengthen our shared spaces. Thank you for celebrating with us this month as we recognize the role of designers play in shaping more resilient systems, experiences, and environment across the globe. Let this 29 June be an opportunity to reflect, explore, and embrace the power of resilience to design a better world. On behalf of World Design Organization, I wish you all a very happy World Industrial Design Day.
On behalf of World Design Organization, thank you for being part of this global conversation. We hope today's program offers inspiration, practical insight, and new perspectives on how design can help build a more resilient future for all. Now I'm pleased to hand things over to our hosts for today's program, Sarah Virginie and Natalie Dutil.
Thank you, Andréa, and hello, everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk Resilience. My name is Sarah Virginie, Content Manager here at World Design Organization.
And I'm Natalie Dutil, Communications Director.
And we're so glad to be back together again as we celebrate World Industrial Design Day 2026. This year, WDO is bringing you a series of conversations and reflections on what designing for resilience looks like across the globe, streaming live here on YouTube.
From the Philippines to Uganda, the UK, and Mexico, we'll be hearing from a diverse range of voices across the design community, sharing bold ideas, practical tools, and honest conversations on resilience. As you've already heard from WDO's president and acting managing director, resilience is more than just a topic for World Industrial Design Day. It's a theme that reflects our growing need to understand and demonstrate how design can strengthen people, communities, and systems to respond to our increasingly complex world. Today, we come together to show and to learn how resilience can be nurtured to withstand disruption and adapt and evolve through challenges.
World Industrial Design Day is our annual opportunity to connect across sectors, geographies, and experiences. We are here to share ideas, perspectives, and learn from one another. Throughout today's program, we'll hear stories that remind us that resilience isn't built alone. It grows through collaboration, curiosity, a willingness to embrace change, and ultimately a shared belief in design's capacity to shape our world for the better.
Every 29 June, we recognize World Industrial Design Day, and we are pleased to have you tuning in with us for today's international program. Sarah and I have had the privilege of hosting the Let's Talk series since 2021, and we're motivated by our community that keeps showing up and continues to participate and contribute. So whether you're watching from your home, your office, a studio, or a classroom, we hope today's conversations inspire new ideas and offer a fresh perspective on resilience in your work.
And we'd love to hear where you're tuning in from and what sessions brought you here today. The live chat is open for all of the videos that we have premiering on our channel today, so feel free to share your thoughts and reflections, and make sure to follow along on social media at World Design Org as we share moments and highlights from the program.
Let's Talk Resilience is only possible because of the many designers who've chosen to share their experiences and perspectives with us this year. We would like to especially highlight our WDO members contributing to Let's Talk and hosting events all around the world today to help spread and uplift industrial designers everywhere. So from us at World Design Organization, we wish you a happy World Industrial Design Day.
Our first Let's Talk Resilience session comes to us from Australian-Iranian Industrial designer and co-founder of design collective RK Collective, Nila Rezaei. Over the past several years, Nila has been at the helm of Crafted Liberation, a social justice project that uses material innovation to honor the resilience of Iranian women fighting for gender equality. The project transforms discarded headscarves into stadium seats. In this personal reflection, Nila shares her journey of finding resilience through creative practice and industrial design.
Hi, I'm Chris.
Hi, and
Hi, I'm Chris.
I'm Nila.
And together we are RK Collective.
The RK Collective very much operates in the physical product and service or experience space.
We are focusing on the one hand on strategies for sustainability. We materialize those strategies by developing products, and on the other hand, we are building communities and offering education.
Everyone really wants to do the right thing. Individuals, entrepreneurs, businesses, everyone wants to do the right thing. We can really bring our skills and our previous knowledge in, circular economy, in sustainability, in design practices or ethical design practices to help those businesses, to help those individuals do the right thing. Crafted Liberation was the very first RK project that Chris and I worked on, and it really started as a project purely to address a social issue that's very close to my heart, being an Iranian woman. So we wanted to start something that gives agency to those who are oppressed, and we really wanted to co-create this experience with Iranian women globally together. We sent a call out on social media and through word of mouth and asked all Iranian women to donate their unwanted headscarves with the goal of turning them into seats for a stadium space, which they are currently banned from entering. We launched it at Dutch Design Week, but we very soon realized that what we've started is a project which really has legs in terms of addressing a huge issue and creating this platform for so many people to come together and heal or share or belong.
I do believe that our society and our planet is essentially faced with the situation that the problems are becoming increasingly related to environmental issues and societal issues. And I do believe that we reached perhaps a point where it is our obligation to use our skills and experience to focus on those issues.
So the seat that you see behind me is made from this scarf. Iranian women worldwide joined together, donating their unwanted headscarves. Headscarves that were once forced upon them, transforming these into seats of hope, resilience, and empowerment.
Crafted Liberation started as a response to women's life freedom movement in 2022 in Iran.
We started running. I had never ran like that in my life.
Like growing up, like I couldn't ride a bicycle in public.
The next time you cannot get in because someone's there not letting women in.
And I always would have short hair. I always preferred that. I wish I was a boy.
My first motivation was to just really, use my skills that I have in some way to create a platform that allows other people to raise their voice. And, I'm an industrial designer. I work with physical materials and physical things. So I thought, how can I combine that with this sense of guilt that I have? And Crafted Liberation was born. In Iran, after the 1979 revolution, the scarf became a mandatory item for women to wear to preserve modesty, to cover their hair. So these scarves with beautiful patterns and very intricate fibers, they are symbolizing years of oppression that a lot of Iranian women are facing. But I think the women of Iran have this very unique sense of creativity, and I think what they've really done is turning this symbol of oppression into a way of expressing themselves. So by picking these very colorful patterns, by making this a gorgeous accessory that you might wear when you're going out with your friends, I think they're turning around that oppression that they have to live with into a way of self-expression, a way of expressing their beauty and our country's beauty. Just sending out a sort of a call out on Instagram asking people, hey, you've rejected these scarves as a symbol of oppression, now send it to me and let me turn it into something that expresses our story, and people actually doing it, I think is absolutely crazy. So I do feel very honored. Crafted Liberation completely reframes what co-design is. We talk about co-design as workshops, as iterations, together with people who have lived experience of the issue being addressed. Now here, the co-design happens through an act of trust. The women send something deeply personal, an object that is tied to their identity, to their history. And now I think that trust is the design brief in this case. And what it really taught me is that participation doesn't always require visibility. Sometimes the most powerful form of agency is, being anonymous. The women were protesting in a way that was safe to them by, sending us the rejected headscarf. And my job was to honor that through this project.
As an audience of Crafted Liberation, when you see this project, you're very curious about it. It is solid, it is minimalistic, beautiful layers of patterns. The fascinating part for me is the symbolism of the project. The scarves, which is a symbol of oppression for any Iranian woman, it's a symbol of oppression, and then repurpose it to something as liberating as stadium seats.
other mediums such as photography or film, art, they would have required the woman to be visible. You need to see the face, you need to hear the voice. And I think for many women in Iran back then and now, that's not safe. And I think industrial design, in this case, really gave us a way to honor that participation without asking the women to be seen. The headscarf that was sent to us, they became part of these stadium seats, a physical object. The woman is present, their story is present, their history is literally physically embedded in an object, but she's still protected. And I think that's something that industrial design very specifically can do, where almost no other medium can. Stadium seats traditionally resemble an object that reflects oppression. In Iran, women are not allowed to go to a public stadium to watch football or a game with their brothers and with their partners. Over 40 years of exclusion from public space. The seat is the object that embodies that exclusion. It's exactly where they were told they couldn't go. So taking a discarded headscarf, something that they rejected, they're protesting against, a symbol of enforced identity, and transforming it into a stadium seat is, I think, the most industrial design statement that we could make. Traditionally, this object for a lot of women who lived in Iran is really symbolizing oppression, but at the same time, a stadium seat is something that brings people together to cheer and to celebrate. It's really exciting to really receive these amazing pieces of textile and having this chance to turn them into an object that also symbolizes a future of hope. One of the things we do is really to curate the pattern on the scarf in a way that really tells the story of the woman who donated this scarf. And I think the scarf being turned into a chair, taking that symbol of oppression, turning it into a beacon of empowerment, allows us as women, and as Iranian women specifically, to come together and share this unique experience of being resilient, fighting for our freedom, but in a beautiful way, in an expressive way, through art, through visual expression, without being, violent. Industrial designers are trained to solve problems, but crafted liberation is doing something slightly different. We're not really solving this social issue. We're designing that agency and trying to address the systemic change that we're hoping to see. Products we design, the physical experiences that we design, they don't really exist in isolation. They enter a context, a cultural context, a political context, spatial and a social context. More than almost any other discipline, industrial design really gives us the tools to think about that.
We've actually developed a technology called basic fiber, which is where the sort of collaboration came in with the RK Collective and Crafted Liberation to melt the plastic through the scarves to create the composite forms that we need in order to create these seats. This idea of collectivism as well as a collaborative approach is really the center of our practice. And you very much see that coming through in every stage of the project, at every touch point, from a collective of women participating in the project, to me and Chris coming together, to manufacturers coming on board to contribute and execute, and to cultural institution wanting to amplify the voices of the project. So it's really the collective action that is helping us initiate change and push forward. The material development was sort of a harder part of this project. We're working with a material that is not necessarily known. We are bringing in different waste streams, such as textiles, waste plastics, and trying to create this new substrate in which then it can be formed and manufactured into different products. We went through many failed prototypes, lots of unexpected outcomes where we had no idea if the material would hold or not. The industrial design question here we asked was, what if it's not the end of the story for both of these materials? And what if the material that's been cast aside is actually where the most meaning lives? Resilience in materials isn't about starting from strength. It's about finding it in what the system has already written off. At the end of the day, it's a simple chair. It's just a chair. But when you look at it and when you understand what it's made of, every single one of them tell a unique story of someone who decided to go to the post office and send us a scarf.
Most of us, when we go to the design school, we're taught to be problem solvers. We're solving defined problems. We get a brief, understand our constraints, and designing with those constraints. I think what Crafted Liberation really taught me is that resilience in design isn't just about making something more durable or more environmentally friendly. It's actually sometimes about refusing to compartmentalize. It's also about holding multiple realities, holding political, environmental, and human realities all at once, and letting that complexity sort of drive the work. After going through Crafted Liberation as a self-initiated project for RK Collective, my answer is really we should stop asking what we're designing and start asking how are we practicing design, because resilience isn't something that we build into a product or outside artifact. It's actually something that emerges when our methodology refuses to be linear and wants to be more systemic.
Is transforming that trauma to a collective resilience, and that's the beauty of being together. And it gives hope to all the women that however the freedom is fragile, we can reclaim it by being together.
We all share the same pain. We're all deeply rooted and connected, and that's why you see the harmony, because we all been through it, and this is us coming together. It naturally happens.
Like, it is not shouting any revolutionary thing. It's very implicit. So you would become curious to know what is the story, what is the concept behind it.
We almost have, a social contract now with these women who are really wanting to tell their story without, showing their face, showing their identity, but expressing themselves through the beauty and the fibers that we see here.
Because despite all the oppressions and everything, they stand up straight and they are proud of their roots and the culture they have. They won't give up. I can see that awareness and freedom has happened into the mind of everyone, and that's a mindset. It cannot be limited. Once you get that, it cannot be caged. So I'm really proud of everyone who stands up for truth and stands up for freedom. And I admire people like Niloufar for bringing all of this ugliness and create something beautiful.
I felt guilty for not being in Iran when Women Life Freedom movement happened. No, let's not do this question because I'm actually gonna cry. I can't do this one. I felt really guilty, and I think ultimately for me, this whole project and the process was just healing. And I think for a lot of women who joined this movement, and for a lot of us, it's a way of just getting rid of that guilt of not being in Iran, not being with our friends who went to the streets, who protested.
You get silenced. But again, you're not really silenced, because whatever's in your head, whatever the seeds in your head, you cannot kill them. They're growing in your head. And as a teenager, as a teenage girl, you cannot stop that. You can just kill them. You can kill the person. You can, cut their tongues, but you cannot take away the thought and the freedom that's growing in their head. So that's for me. That brings hope.